Welcome.
Welcome to the Wee Dram.
The Wee Dram. Episode
Oh, this I know. 31.
31. Laphroaig
31.
Triple Wood. The Laphroaig Triple Wood. So if you reach up behind you, Jonathan.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
And you are
Pre-board.
Jonathan.
Yep.
And I am.
You're Gordy.
And what were we doing just previous to this?
Well, we're shooting the prequel.
The YouTube video.
Yes, the YouTube video, the
Yeah.
prequel to this is
So-
the full-on video of you opening up a fresh bottle
That's right.
and experiencing what you experience.
Boom.
Yeah.
Just right out of, it's like coming out of the darkness. No
Yeah.
tasting notes, no second chances. It's you're just dropping in and you're taking it on and you're experiencing it for what it is in that moment.
Yeah.
The entire thing. It's exciting. It's
It
an
is
exciting process.
because everybody has to do it. You mentioned
Everybody
that
has
before.
to do it.
You
It's-
got to go through that process. So what does it taste like? Nobody opens up a bottle and it sits on their shelf for a couple months.
That's right.
I mean, I don't know anybody who does that. I don't know why you would.
Well,
How could you?
well,
How could you do that?
We do. We let bottles sit
Yeah,
up
but
for
we
a few
taste
months.
it right away.
Yeah, once it's open.
Yeah, once it's open,
Yes.
we're in there.
That's right. We're in there. Giving her.
And, you know, quite often they're still pretty good.
Well, yeah.
You know, they do get better. I realize the changes that can go along in these
No,
things.
but you mean on initial taste, you know what you're dealing with.
I think so.
9 out of 10 times, you pretty much have a really good idea of where this is all heading.
Could say it's like adding a little water. That's the only difference, like
Yes.
down the road.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. The oxidization. You're
All
bringing
right.
it to your nose, I
I am.
notice. You're
It's
starting.
tough to wait and
You're
just
starting.
watch somebody.
Watching somebody enjoy something and not getting a chance to partake yourself. But this is one of the reasons why we have this podcast, the Dramcast. Yes.
Yeah, you know what? You say that all the time. I think.
Dramcast.
I heard you said it the other day, and it was Dramcast. No, what was it? Dramcast. Now you got me
Dramcast.
all confused.
Yes.
Is it? You always add a T. Is that what it is?
Well, is it a
Oh, you change it.
Dramcast?
You change it at the last
Or is it a
moment.
dram cask? And it is a dram cast.
But maybe Dramcast is more clever.
Cleverer?
I was gonna say clever, but I'm not.
On the end there.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the nosing. Johnny's dram cast nosing. So let's get down to it. What are you smelling? Kind of fooling around here. Let's get into this whiskey.
I'm only getting a touch of what I would expect in an Isla malt. It's there, but it's not overwhelming. I'm smelling a lot more sweet.
Interesting. Are you getting the oily, seaweedy
Yes,
stink?
I am
though?
getting
Yeah.
that.
You can't avoid that, right?
No,
Okay.
but it's not super dominant.
No, but you know what's happening right now. This is Laphroaig.
Really?
The footprint is all over this whiskey, even
I don't know
in
in
the
the nose. Really? Okay, I'm not getting it in the nose.
I get it mainly from the sense of oil and seaweed.
okay.
The sense of oil, seaweed, and sort of, that brine, the salty aftertaste of the ocean, it's there. I think you do have a sweet overtone there as well. And the more I'm smelling it.
I'm switching now to what you originally said, though. I'm getting more of that seaweed
Yeah, I mean,
smell and the beach flavors sense, but I'm not getting a big. It still smells sweet. There's still a sweet back end that I'm not used to in my islands.
right. Fair enough.
I think I might have trouble picking this one out as an Isla.
Really? Interesting.
If it was a blind smell test.
I don't know. I don't think I can get beyond the briny seaweed. And it almost smells like oil in my nose.
It definitely has a thick scent.
Yeah, and
Oily
that I attribute solely to island whiskeys.
Huh. I don't know. I wonder what a Dull Winnie would smell like side by side with this.
Well, there's one way to find out.
Just the smell. That's all I'm looking for.
Just open the bottle and smell it. We don't pour any. Don't pour any Dalwhinnie next to this Laphroaig.
Leave it alone.
Johnny's
Okay, I
pouring.
gotta taste it.
Is ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's give it a little
Oh,
little clinker
course.
clink.
I'm gonna have to withhold judgment.
Fair enough.
It tastes really good. That's all I'll say. But like we were talking, the first sip, it's always a little
It's
challenging.
difficult coming off a Johnny Walker Red on the rocks and going straight into a Laphroaig Triple Wood. Allow the palate to develop along with the whiskey for a couple of sips. Then begin to discern what it is you're actually tasting.
I like the finish. That's the first thing I'm noticing. Fire in the back.
Firing up.
I guess it kind of has a peppery sting to it.
Little pepper.
Yeah, even in the mid-range there. I'm not feeling it really down in the throat. Like I like the finish, but now it's kind of moving away from me a little bit.
Okay.
I do taste the oak. The wood from the Laphroaig is there.
Yeah.
I like it.
Good. Yeah. No, I think it's excellent.
Although I'm having trouble to describe it in any. It just tastes like a lesser Laphroaig. Is that bad?
Well, no. I don't think it's bad. I mean, at this point, I'd be interested to see if you can discern some of the sherry
Mm-hmm.
and try to see how that is combining with the Laphroaig footprint and how it all comes together.
It does work. Yeah. I think it works really nice.
Mm-hmm.
It combines well.
I mean, I'm having trouble understanding whether or not you like this whiskey. I know
Oh,
you
I
like
like
it.
it. Yeah, no, I like it.
But you're definitely holding something back here.
Well, I just I don't know. I guess I was kind of expecting a little bit more.
Right. I pumped you up pretty good when I flirted with the 5.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But again, I'm gonna stick with it. I mean, it's a great big drink to have in your mouth. Like taking a nice sip of this
Mm-hmm.
and playing around with it there is quite nice.
Right. So if you didn't know this was Laphroaig and you had no clue what this whiskey was, and somebody just said, "Here, this is really something. I want you to try it, but I'm not going to tell you anything about it. I just want to hear your honest opinion." And you were able to sort of break down all of that white cylinder hype, and break down the whole "I love Isla," and you just had that in the glass, just you and that dram. Doesn't have to be in a warm summer field. It doesn't have to be in a dark, stormy winter cave. Who cares? It's just you and the whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
I'm looking at the wall trying to think of what would make sense for me. Like my initial thoughts were I would love this to be that distillery on the way Western Hebrides. Like I wish it tasted like I think, if that was what that was, or if that was from that distillery that we haven't tried, that's the one that I would think I would hope it is.
Right.
But I don't know if it has the strength of. I guess it does. The more I'm drinking it, I guess it does taste like Laphroaig. But I still would put it up against
ABV.
Yeah.
Like, so if you consider that, do you think of it as? Do you feel that strength, or is it?
Yeah.
Like what I think it's remarkable because it's not overwhelming at 48%. It's very drinkable and very enjoyable, and you can still break down quite a bit in it. It's not just a power up, like, oh my goodness, I need to water this down. Like, I don't feel like I need to water this at all. I could just drink it the way it is, which I think is a really good marker of quality when you're that high at the ABV and you're just drinkable.
It's good on the Laphroaig in general, though, because I would say the 43s taste like it could be more than 43, just because of its big flavor.
Yes.
So,
yes.
That compared to this, and this one seems... Like, I bet that we have the Laphroaig 10 in it, and it goes... Flavor-wise, it would go off the charts. It would be like...
open the Laphroaig 10, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I
That
think
would be
my gut feeling
probably
would
be the
be
best
that it would be...
comparison, though, right?
Well...
Because it could figure some things out then.
You might be able to place that. But, I mean, you could go up against... I think even the Select.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
Are we moving toward that already then?
I don't know. We're still talking
We're
about
definitely
it.
talking.
Doesn't really matter.
Talking about that quote. Not quote, but the comparison.
I'm not going to jump that far yet.
No.
It tastes great, though. That last sip I had, primo. Primo, if I can use that. That's not Scotch terminology. But it was good. It was really good. But I do wonder I think, because we had always said that the Select has it's a closer version
Of the 10.
Of the 10. And that's what everybody wants anyway, isn't it? The 10?
So far.
That's what made them famous. That's what everybody goes back for over and over again. Best deal because people are saying even the quarter cask was the best deal in town.
Yeah, people really love the quarter cask.
Yeah, and that's an interesting. I want to try that one too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
But I don't know. I thought it was good, but it tasted different too. It took the Laphroaig, like this one is doing, it's taking it to a slightly different angle, and I like it because it still has that Laphroaig-y, history behind it, and it tastes like it for sure, but it's not as big as I want in a Laphroaig. I don't know how you could take that to another direction though.
How do you think the triple wood would compare to the 4 oak?
Well, that sounds like a really good idea.
Interesting idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just afraid that this is going to kick the 4 oaks. But
right, because we weren't super happy with
4
the
oak
4
was
oak,
a
right?
3. This one is at least a 4, I would say.
Was the 4 oak a 3?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, Laphroaig got slammed a 3.
I think so. I think, yeah, I mean, I think we put it up against the Select, and the Select came out slightly ahead. And the 4 oak is difficult to find. It's a travel expression.
Yeah.
Not super expensive, though. I mean, we got a good deal on it, but...
Well, I remember liking that one just for the wood. That was one of the first ones, I think, that pointed sort of an oaky flavor out to me.
Yeah, it had one distinctive characteristic that kind of stood above the rest of the, even the 10. But but that's all it really had, from what I recall. Like, that really stood out. I mean, it was a decent whiskey. Again, it's difficult because our expectations with Laphroaig whiskeys are so high that you head in and you're like, I mean, we're not drinking the lore. We still have that 1815 expression.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, that could be really interesting. So, I mean, there are some good ones. Hey?
Want to bounce it?
Hey?
It's either that or the Tomatin, but we get on to that later, I guess.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to understand. Wouldn't you?
Wouldn't you?
But although I'm still interested in the Tomatin.
Well, we've got to get to it at some point.
Yeah, and it could be another surprise like Deanston Town. Mm-hmm. And well, that wasn't necessarily a surprise, but yeah,
no, but
Singleton.
Tomatin's an age statement.
Yeah.
Something to look
right.
forward to.
Yeah, so that's something.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
okay.
What do you think? Should we
okay,
get
we're
to
gonna
it?
go. Okay, move on to the next seg.
Let's do it.
That
segment.
Okay, let's
get down
should we?
to
Let's
it a
say like if possible in these circumstances, we each pick 3.
Okay.
Then we put our 3 up against each other.
Right.
All right.
Right,
Because
right.
I already had a few in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
3, Interesting. Is Dalwhinnie one of your 3?
Not yet. I was looking at it, was eyeing it up there, but
That would be interesting. But I don't think that's quite fair.
I only have 2.
I've got 2 as well. But
it's
seeking
easy
a
to
3.
throw in a third, though, isn't it? Okay, no, I got 3.
I have 3 as well.
Oh, good. Although I may change mine up afterwards, so we
Okay.
vote on them. So I think probably we both have the Laphroaig Select.
No, actually, I didn't.
Oh, you had the 4 oak.
Yes.
Okay, I had the Select.
Okay, but I like the Select. I'll definitely put
Yeah,
that
the 4
in.
oak is probably a better choice, I guess, just because we're going for that
For
wood.
the wood, yeah.
Wood
but-
competition.
But, I mean, I like the idea that the Select kind of beat the 4 oak already. So why are we putting the 4 oak up against the triple wood,
Well,
Other
see
than,
which
like
one's
you
better.
said.
I mean,
Yeah, in the woody sense, though. That makes some sense for sure. Okay, so let's say those 2 are both in. Select and 4 wood are in.
we could have 6. I wanted to throw the Laphroaig in
Laphroaig? Let's do it.
just to see how it goes up against another island.
Yeah, I like Laphroaig. Okay. I was going to put the Talisker Storm in the mix.
Always a good option.
Yes.
And it's hard to shoot that one down.
Yeah. Hard to shoot that one down. Good. What are you rounding out your selections
What
with?
did I pick up there? Oh, I thought the Boonhabin 12, just
Ooh,
as a
interesting.
completely different, but because it had The Bunnahabhain 12 to me was also didn't really taste this still tastes like an Isla, but it
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have that Isla. It does now. The more I drink it, but anyway, it was more of those like it's another island comparison.
Boonie 12. Okay.
Because I thought we liked it.
Well, we do. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was fun. Very fruity. Very fruity.
Really, yeah,
I found
dried.
it very fruity. Yeah, and in a good way. Like, but
Yeah.
I liked it. It was
Uh-huh.
really enjoyable. Definitely nutmeggy, fruity type thing. I have another one to round out our selections for the evening. The Highland Park 12. Because it
That's
does
another,
it does a
Laphroaig.
sherry
Laphroaig.
Laphroaig, but it does a sherry peat combo that might be it definitely a different take.
There is that sherry in there, though, isn't there?
Yeah. I know you can't ignore that, right? And we don't really have a matching point. So the Highland Park does its own peat with a sherry, and I think it could be a nice match for the Laphroaig Triple Wood.
Okay.
So if I had to, I almost take the Storm out right away, just because
You just want to have that one.
I kind of want to have it, and I kind of think these are a similar maybe caliber.
Yeah, no, I like that
Like they
option.
both
No,
they
that's true.
bat heavy. They're both ones that I would serve to people if I would say, hey, you want to try something a little different? This is pretty good. But I think I tend towards the Highland Park 12 because I think the Triple Wood and the 4-0 could be more of a it's like more of an exposition. I kind of think it's already written that the Triple Wood will win it.
I still want to fight for the Laphroaig.
Yeah, Laphroaig?
I keep whatever. I've said it like different every time, but yes, I would still argue for that. I want to see
it's
how
quite
it goes up
different,
against
though,
the
eh?
Laphroaig. Yeah, but is it? There'll be a completely different signature to it, and it might be worth trying. Like,
Okay.
wouldn't it be
Interesting.
interesting? Like, I'm hoping for.
So you're pulling hard for the Laphroaig.
I would.
Laphroaig 10.
In my head, I'm thinking it beats this one.
Really?
Like, just
Yeah.
for enjoyability.
Right. Well, it is a 4, and it's a good price point. This one's more expensive. Offers some more taste
Quite a bit more
characteristics.
expensive, right?
About $20, yeah. Maybe, yeah. 18, $20, I think. So
We got one.
you're not
minute
feeling
left.
like before we switch over? Yeah. So you're not feeling a Highland Park 12. You're feeling strong on this?
Yeah, because I think the Laphroaig is it needs more than that as a competitor.
Mm-hmm.
That's sounds bad,
But nothing else has any taste of sherry in it other than the Highland Park 12.
but you could say that the Bunnahabhain 12 did.
Yeah, I don't think it might have had some sherry in it. Interesting.
Where does it get its sweetness from, if not the sherry?
So you like Laphroaig more than Boonie then?
Yeah, I've never put them back to back, but I
No,
would
but
say
I mean
yes.
in terms of tonight with this comparison.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Jonathan.
It's your call, though.
No,
it really doesn't matter.
It's not
to me.
my call. It's I think you're doing a good job convincing me. Let's do it. Laphroaig 10.
Yeah?
Comparison, Scott.
Comparison Scotch.
So I'm smelling. Let's smell them together here.
You
Honestly,
going over?
I think because this is like
Laphroaig
a classic
coming up.
Wee Dram. Open up a new bottle and taste it.
Yeah,
but it
Laphroaig on the floor. Laphroaig 10.
brand new bottle though.
Yeah, in
Again,
the house.
so I'm experiencing basically the same way you did. So
So right away a sour nose,
Mhm.
almost gross, a little disgusting. I'm sorry, but after having that triple wood nose and going to this,
yeah, it is a bit
it's
gross.
I just walked
that's
into
funny.
like a dank hospital that's like gone wrong. I'm sorry. So the
Okay,
nose
so yeah, the
of-
nose.
of,
Okay.
Laphroaig. Disappointing, but at least you know that the nose sucks. Like I think it has a.
You've always said that. Yeah.
It's gross. I mean, come on! You're
I don't know
never
about gross.
You're never
It-
gonna sell somebody on whiskey with that one. You're never gonna be like, "Oh my goodness, this is a whiskey that."
Here's
you
my
need."
go-to though. I always pull it back to like it smells like an Auchentoshan.
This does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
kind
know,
of know
the,
what you
the,
mean.
the lemony,
Yeah,
tangy bits. Like I know what you mean. It does sound like it's been disinfected.
the
And it's a
disinfectant.
disinfectant or something, but there is a lemony freshness.
Honestly,
maybe
as I
chemical.
smell this more, I get a little more accustomed to it.
Well, like all
I
of
went
them.
from being gross to now being like, yeah, this is interesting. I wouldn't say good.
Right.
So
Okay.
I wouldn't say
Still
like,
not
oh
your-
wow, I really want to drink this. You know.
I'm gonna go in.
Okay, you
Let's
ready?
just do it.
Okay,
All
let's
right.
do it. Whoa. It's so back end.
Yeah.
It's so back end. It doesn't provide much on the palate in comparison to the triple wood. Certainly can't match the nose of the triple wood, but it has a great finish. It's so smoky on the finish that it like lights up and just makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah.
It's really good at
It
the
delivers,
end.
and it's really quality.
Yeah.
It's not rough or raw. It's
the
big.
finish is just perfect.
It's what you
Yeah,
want in a
yeah.
Scotch.
Man, it's a beautiful
Yeah.
finish.
It's
But
just a finished Scotch.
I don't think
But
it's not a palate winner either. It's not bad on the palate, but it lacks the oiliness of the Laphroaig. It doesn't have that same mouthfeel. It is a thinner mouthfeel, you know? And like there's nothing wrong with that. Like it's cuz it does come through as you begin to drink it and certainly as it finishes. But like it doesn't get it's a late starter. It doesn't get going right away, you know?
Yeah, but it finishes so nice
So
that it's
nice.
hard to argue with. You know, though, what's interesting about the matchup is that they are both non-chill filtered. Both of them don't have coloring.
High ABVs.
Yeah.
That's a good point. The characteristics line up nicely, don't they? That's a really good point.
So do you have, like, how do you feel, like, overall?
In terms of how they compare?
Mm-hmm.
Overall, in terms of how they compare,
Mm.
I think
Did you follow it up with
No.
a sip of the Laphroaig?
you came back.
Yeah, try that. And then you can make your comment, because it's always different going back and forth.
Yeah. So much more flavor in the middle of the mouth. The triple wood provides way more of an experience. I would say the finish definitely goes to Laphroaig. I think I like that smoky full finish. But Laphroaig heats up in a way that Laphroaig doesn't.
Yeah, they kind of fit
Strength.
together like a puzzle. Like if they could be the same thing in the same Scotch,
If
it
they
would
could
be
fill
really
in,
crazy.
if they could fill in the missing pieces on
Mhm.
each, I know that would provide a super whiskey. Yeah, a super whiskey. But I don't know. I think the triple wood's a better whiskey.
So
I think
that's
it's
your
a better.
winner.
Yeah, it's
if you had to pick
more.
one.
It provides more throughout.
You know, I hated to. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I hate that,
The
though,
Laphroaig doesn't
'Cause
really
it holds
stand
a
up.
special place for me.
Yeah, but Laphroaig's like whiskey of the year for the first year we had our project. You know, pretty much. I mean, Kalila was sort of like the most like influential Scotch of the year, but Laphroaig was the one that came out and was like, "Hey, nobody's tried it." Like, and then it was just way better than we thought it could be. You know, but it doesn't hold up on all the fronts. It just doesn't. It's easy to pick apart. It's easy to pick holes in its thing. You know.
It does have a great flavor, though. Take one more little sip of
I
it
will.
before you like.
You're going back to Laphroaig?
Yeah, I've been
Yeah,
back
well,
and
you-
forth a few times.
Well, look, there's still quite a bit in each glass. We can enjoy this down to the last drop.
Isn't it? Trying to put the thought into your head, but it reminds me a little bit of Talisker. With that big
it
peppery
kind of
back end.
withholds something and then delivers late. Like Talisker has that ability to kind of like sucker you in and think that it's not as bad as you thought it was going to be. And when I say bad, that's what I mean is the intensity is withheld until a late moment, and then there's an explosion.
Mm-hmm.
And the explosion doesn't necessarily mean you like breaks you down or puts you off your game, or it just takes you to another place, you know, like where you're like you just didn't expect the way that experience like unfolded to the point that it did. That's where whiskey I think really is interesting, you know, is like every now and then it can do things that go beyond what your senses can comprehend.
Right.
You know, like, and you just have to totally like bow your head to it and let it happen. You know, like you're just taken away by it. It's amazing. It really is amazing. You know, I can't say enough for the experience that whiskey provides in a tasting sense.
It's like it creates more and new neural pathways in the brain.
Totally.
Like, oh, those combos.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't know they could exist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I wonder if that's how these blenders feel, like when they get their hands on all sorts of whiskeys and they start to work them. You wonder if that is a whole nother level of neural pathway, where you begin to imagine the whiskeys in combination in different ways. I think that's why sometimes these bottle releases and these, um, you know, whatever, like Compass Box and Flaming This and whatever, they're like groups that get together and take whiskeys from around Scotland and bring together their own expressions.
Mm-hmm.
And they charge good money for them. They're not cheap. But apparently they're incredibly good whiskeys that are doing something very unique. So I give them full credit for trying, And I think ultimately it would be rad if you could get together enough people, like say 40 dedicated people that every year would invest, $500 or $700 in bringing, entire barrels of whiskey from Scotland to here and just bottling them here, and passing them out with their own like labels on them and everything, and just being like, we're just like middlemaning the stuff, That would be the coolest thing ever if you think about it. You bring them in and you do your own mixes, you do your own labelings, and you're like, here you go. Like, this is a unique, very limited edition experience that you can be a part of, That'd be so much fun. Now, the problem with that is you need a lot of capital. You need money. It's difficult.
How much do you need?
That's a good question. I don't know how much it would cost to actually buy entire casks of whiskey and then get the documentation, like the proper legal stuff, and also import like all the charges to actually move them, plus to make sure it's legal. Like, I'm sure the Canadian government's not just going to let you do it without their share, Like, there's everyone's going to be lining up to tax you for that, right?
And you're saying that you're going to mix them when they get, at the end of the day, you're going to make your own mix somehow.
Yeah, not necessarily. Because, I don't think I would ever personally feel confident enough to begin doing that, the alchemy of it all. But somebody's into it. Like, and I read about guys, like, all the time. Like, one thing that's a really popular thing to do is an infinity bottle.
Oh, yeah.
So you keep, as you get down to, like, the bottom.
I would never do that, though. We've talked about this.
I know. I just think it would end up...
That's the baddest idea anyone's ever had.
It would just be, what's the word? Like swamp water. You know, like when you're a kid and you just end up putting too much Slurpee.
Pop.
Like you try every type.
Different kinds.
Yeah, when you put every Slurpee in, orange, like soda, cola, like 7-Up, like it starts to get ugly after a while. It's all just a brown mess, And
just
it's
a sugary mess.
Yeah, and it doesn't have anything going on. So, would that happen with your infinity bottle?
Well, that's what I would be yes,
Yeah,
I would think exactly and especially, what if you're putting good scotches in there?
The last
right, I would hate that. I would rather, look, everybody just pick one, like we did on the last day.
Yeah.
Just take a bottle, finish it.
And just have your bottle that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. That just, and then, because you could be wasting a whole bunch of, like, how many are you putting in there? Like an ounce, 2 ounce, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think about an ounce to 2 ounces, yeah.
And we only drink it when it's back up to 24?
What, your infinity bottle?
Yeah.
I think you drink it whenever you want.
So it's just a mix of a whole bunch.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think the idea is you're just keeping something to drink, it's like a wild card or something. I don't know. A little part
so
of me
it constantly changes then.
It would
something,
have to,
because it would be go down and you go up with another one, up and down.
Extra peat, extra Highland, extra, different.
Well, actually, yours would be probably pretty good.
But we have a lot of the same whiskeys, right?
Yeah.
So we'd have an Island dominant.
But then you could,
we could just have
you'd have to throw in some Strath Isla.
Like, you wouldn't have to do anything.
Yeah, you did.
But why not just say, no, I'm only going to put the ones in I want. Or we have an infinity bottle that's only Island whiskeys. Now, what do you think?
Well, that would make
more sense to say?
I guess so, but at the same
time...
time...
Do you think it could be good?
Well, I don't know. We'd have to try. That's the risk.
That's the risk. Yeah, exactly.
I would say I'd rather probably drink any Isla whiskey without knowing how good they mostly are.
Right.
Why would you want it? Yeah. It probably wouldn't get that bad, though, because you're dealing with good smells and flavors already. But
I know. That's
But maybe it's too much. Maybe it is the big sugary mess going, That's all it is. It's just... It's a mishmash of everything, and
if we're
it's
still
okay
doing this
if you're
2
looking
years
for...
from now, maybe we'll try it then. We'll have enough whiskeys that whatever, and we can call our own shots. We'll do a sherry mashup, we'll do a Island mashup, we'll do an only Isla one, that'd be kind of cool if you mixed only your own Islas.
Yeah.
But I'd be scared if I put Brook Laddie into it. I didn't
Right?
mind that.
There's
though,
always
but
going to
it
be
would
those
draw off
choices you have
something.
to make, though.
I know. Like, what would Brook Laddie taste like mixed with a little Bunnahabhain, mixed with a little Kalila, mixed with a little Laphroaig or Lagavulin 16?
You're wasting those Lagavulin 16s in the Kalila.
Probably. Yeah.
So why? Is that sort of you don't leave a soldier behind?
No, I think because if you
Look out for
added
number one.
just enough of each, that you might come up with something very tasty.
Well, aren't you just like pulling the crappy ones up and
But why put
pulling
a
the
cra-
good
okay?
ones
Hold on.
down?
Look at it this way, Jonathan.
Okay, there's a scale.
Hold on.
I know crappy's not a good word.
But let's not put the crappy ones in.
Yeah, didn't you said Brook Laddie though? Like the Brook Laddie, sorry, the one we have, which is the
Pretty crappy, yeah.
What is it? What is that one again?
The classic
the classic
Laddie.
Laddie. It's
No.
not very good.
It's not very good.
It's not great for Isla people. So I'm saying you're trying to make that one a better Scotch by destroying Lagavulin.
That's definitely one way to look at it.
Ugh. No.
Well, let's end this.
Especially Lagavulin. Like you pull that
Well,
one out there.
I know. The only thing is, I just want a touch of Lagavulin just to richen the whole experience, But yeah.
Then just drink Lagavulin if it's that good.
Oh, I mean, this is where. Okay, so if you say it that way, then you also kind of like forget of the experience of drinking Laphroaig and triple wood together. You know what I mean? It's that moment where you put two scotches together that you wouldn't normally, and they provide something new, right? If you can gain that spirit from just doing comparison scotch and kind of getting into it, then there might be room in your imagination to think about mixing whiskeys like in a certain way to try to get them to do something.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah.
If you can see the benefit of bringing these together.
Oh well, there is.
Yeah.
It's fun. That every night it actually makes even the scotches that you're not as excited about fun to drink. When you
That's
put them
true.
up against something else, you can kind of. It really does. It pulls more out of them.
Quote of the night.
Islay, thus, has far more whiskies than any other island. Moreover, these include the majority of Scotland's most intense tasting malts. Other coasts and islands have salty whiskies. Other moorlands and mountains offer peat. Islay combines the two with unsurpassed weight, then exceeds either with a further element, the island's coat of seaweed, with its vegetal, medicinal aromas and flavors. Few drinks anywhere in the world have flavors as distinctive as a salty peaty Islay malt, but the seaweed clinches it. Quote of the night. Michael Jackson from Scotland and its Whiskies. Page 38.
That's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It sounds like something that could be in The Hobbit.
In what way, Jonathan?
Just the way Tolkien would describe the landscapes and the towns, or the way the people interacted with each other. Like, he had a really good way of describing what was happening, and that sounds like a really, really good description of Islay, and that's why we love it so much.
That's true. Yeah, I think that geographic gift that Tolkien had in terms of painting the picture of Middle Earth for you and allowing you to kind of roam around with the characters is what Michael Jackson does
Yeah.
with his writing. Like, he lets you kind of see and feel what he's writing about in terms of places like Islay or Speyside or the Western Highlands or, Campbellton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has a way with all the regions, but like reading that one, it made it sound like Islay was the king of them all. And I totally agree with that. But he would write another passage for Speyside and praise it so much, you're like, oh, that's the one to go to. But
It's
I
true.
do.
He makes them all
but
sound
after
enticing.
hearing that, you're like, can anything beat Islay?
I don't know. Combining those intense flavors, right? And those portions of the flavor palette, and just having a place where the peat and the seaweed rule together side by side and just allow the whiskeys to take on characteristics that
Yeah.
are just beyond.
I love that
Right.
line that about the seaweed. Like it takes it a step
Clenches it.
further.
It clenches it.
Yeah.
It says like, listen, you can't have oily medicinal brininess like us. You can't. Like you can have your peat, you can have your obviously your sherries, and you can have your woods, but you can't do the oily, briny Isla seaweed kelp bomb. You know, you can't.
Okay, why not? I agree with you, but why
Well,
is that? Because
The only
Can they
counter I
not-
would say to the why is they haven't found it yet on Skye or out in the Outer Hebrides. They haven't found it yet. Isla found it. Isla has it in spades because they can grow barley.
Talisker's got it pretty good too.
Why is there only one distillery on that island?
Well, this goes back to the classic argument, doesn't it?
Which is the classic argument.
Why do they call remember the islands? Why do they call the islands? Why do they call Isla separate from the rest of the islands?
Because it's proven itself. It's distinguished itself.
But I think it's got more than one distillery on it. Like, who's to say that? I know we've talked about this before.
Right. But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
why not open another one on Skye?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it seems
There
to
is a
me-
bridge.
It seems obvious to me that if I were to open something in Scotland,
If
I would want to do
exactly,
it in Skye.
you'd think that. I mean, maybe
and there's
the
got to
real estate
be
was probably
us times at least 1,000, probably more, in the world right now that would have the same industry and ideas and ability to make things happen. Why isn't there another one on Skye? It's just mind blowing. You know, it's
It
too
is.
remote, or it's too this, or it's too that, or maybe the people at Talisker don't want another one at Skye.
maybe they have. They could have some
could be
sort
a
of deal with
mysterious.
the government.
Yeah, they're like, nope, we're the only ones on
I
this
doubt
island.
it though. It
Who
doesn't
knows?
sound like it's too hard to do. It just sounds like it's crazy to do
Why is it so crazy when so many people are interested in whiskey?
because it takes so long to get a
Yes.
product, and if your product sucks,
Right,
you
if
got to
you blow
start
it,
again.
yes.
Like that would be horrible.
Yes, you're right. Yes, it's risky, isn't it? No.
But I'm sure you could hire. There'd probably be a lot of good Scotsmen around that could set you in the right path.
At least tell you.
Yeah,
You could.
do these few things, and it's not going to suck.
Sounds like a good job. I'll come on board, but I can drink as much as I like. Well, there you have it.
There it is. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. He is a good writer, and I think he always gets to the point, but yet does it in sort of an elegant and digestible way. He's really a good writer.
Yeah.
He's not hard to read, and he's taking on dry subjects and bringing some life to it, and I think that's difficult to do too.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think, Jonathan?
I think it was a good night.
It was a very good night.
When you're
wasn't
drinking
it?
a Laphroaig, it's always going to be
Drinking the triple wood, bringing
exciting.
up the Laphroaig 10. We got another Laphroaig open on the bar, so that's cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How many open are there? Is there at least 3?
You mean Laphroaigs?
Yeah.
Well, the 4 wood is open, the select is open, and the triple wood is open. Waiting on the 10, if you can believe it. We're waiting to do an
That's
episode.
okay.
Yeah,
There's
it's
nothing wrong
nuts
with
to
that.
think though that we have our own bar and no Laphroaig 10 open. If
Yeah.
someone came in, we couldn't be like, "Oh, you need a Laphroaig."
Nobody, unless you
You
love
need to
it,
be
needs a
straightened
Laphroaig.
out. Here's your Laphroaig.
Yeah.
Yeah, where are we going
Up
from
next,
here? Yeah, what is it?
Up next is the Tomatin.
Tomatin
Or we
12.
can pre-discuss and decide we can change it up. But I don't mind that.
No, let's do it. We gotta. It's like doing the Aberfeldy. They're actually good episodes. Like you need to get on these things, right? It could be better. Like we're already assuming it sucks, and so
know.
if it's even halfway good, it's gonna be like a hero.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
true.
yay, Tomatin 12 came through. It's like get behind it, right? Like
Okay.
whatever. You never.
No,
know.
that's true. I feel that way too.
Yeah, you gotta open them all. You can't just like take all the good ones.
No, and it is exciting to try.
Let's
and,
drop the Ben Riach in. Let's do, like, what else is up that's cool?
We don't have that one in there though.
Ben Riach? Well, it's coming at some point. Port Charlotte.
Well, the next one's it's like the
we got
Altmore
that
12, Wolfburn,
Talisker
Bowmore 15, the
Distill.
Scapa.
Scapa. I'm looking forward to that. Another island whiskey. Not to
Yeah.
open a new discussion. Glenmorangie's sitting up there again.
Oh, the classic one, yeah. That's
10
good.
year. 10.
10.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Well, anyway,
well,
we'll
hey.
stick with the Tomatin.
Yes, and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And please send us feedback. You know what? Just acknowledge the fact that you listen by sending a comment in the YouTube section. That would make us happier than you would believe. Ecstatic even.
Yeah.
Yes. So take the time to say, hey, this is what I'm into, this is what I'm not into, this is what I want to hear you guys talking about. And you know what? We'll probably do it.
Yeah, put suggestions in.
Suggestions.
Yeah.
Right.
No, anyway.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So, yes. Thanks, Gordy.
And to you, Johnny, another enjoyable Thursday evening down in the Dram.
The Dram.
Wee Dram. Wave. Going. End the show. Bring it down. And get the groove.